and it was just trash. It's like, I mean, I definitely felt a little out of it, but dude, like, what the fuck? I just kept making tons of like little new mistakes, like after one after another. Okay, what we could really use is the game not freezing on us. That would be great. Like little mistakes in areas where it just lost me like a good 10, 20 seconds. It was just like, what the fuck? Just like 2 hours of like awful grinding, and I was like, alright, that's enough. I think I only completed like one run, like, it was so bad. Shit like that, that's what was going on like all night. We're definitely not gonna make first cycle here, it's fine. This first round, we're good. We made it. Yo, V, thanks for subbing for 13 months. That's so crazy. Great. I'm not gonna reset. I'm just gonna eat it, get through a run. It's fine. Yeah. No, I feel it. It's definitely, like, I have 8 sub points right now, or 8 subscribers, I guess. But, I mean, most of them I think are gifted subs. I think Triforce gifted like 3 subs, and TG gifted like 1 or 2. So it's really like I have 4 subs. Or something. But that's true support, you know? It's crazy. There's a pole there, dude. You don't want to jump into that. No, I know. It's just, well, usually I only have like 3 or 4 at a time, you know? Um, this is either the most or like second most I've had at a time. But it's also that I've been streaming more consistently now. The only time I've ever had more is when I'm streaming like Sonic 3 and Knuckles forever. There's a pole there. You don't want to hit that, bro. Don't know if you guys know this, but poles are basically walls. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me, person in this body. That's a wall, that's a door. What I've done more recently than oh man, we could have made that, than usual is, I keep opening doors, like, into myself, like, into my legs and shit. Be like, yo, don't you know how you've opened your car door 1,000 times? Don't you know, like, how big it is, you know? Open your bathroom door 1,000 times, like, why are you smashing it into your leg? You know, 17 seconds isn't bad for what happened. What do we say about polls, yo? Alright, that was super slow, but we need this thing. I hate you. Whatever. What? Hang on, I gotta finish reading that. What? Controlled. I like that. I would say, I always use the words, cursed by momentum, but yes. This is not good. How did I fuck that up, dude? Really? Can control me better than I can control myself, yeah. Well, you know what's weird is, I think and talk about this a lot, but, like, people constantly split their perception of like their free will and their predetermined behavior. I don't know if this has anything to do with the comic or not. Most likely not. But it's just like anything, like when you want it, when you believe that you're doing the things you want to do, you're like, yeah, duh, I'm making the choices. Like, these are my things that I want to do. But anytime something's out of your control, air quotes, mental air quotes, you know, it's immediately excuses or this and that, these things that cause this predetermined thing to happen that's out of my control. And it's so hard to judge the variance, but there's ever real discussion. I don't know if this is going to be high enough. Pretty low here. Okay. Yeah, the car door thing, yeah, exactly. It's just like, what? How come my body doesn't know this by now? The thing is I only really feel like serious pain hurting myself if it's like, if I hit a nerve. If I, like, other than that, it's like, I barely feel anything. But, I don't know. Oops. What the fuck? Wow. Well, I think it's just, honestly, it's from work a lot. Also, though, oops. It's also from just having to deal with, like, serious nerve pain that, like, you realize, like, I've had broken bones and shit, and, like, I have tendinitis and stuff in my ankles and shit, but, like, it's not that bad. Like, I've found ways to mediate it, but the nerve pain is so much worse than all of it. Having, like, serious nerve damage in places, just, it's such a different level of pain that you realize, like, oh man, like, this is like what, this is why people need to get like hip replacements and shit like that, because they don't really deal with it properly. You know, a lot of people just take like pain medications and do these weird loops to sort of I wonder if I can make it on top of that other one. Yeah, funny bone and stuff like that. But even that isn't like, I mean, unless you really fuck it up, isn't like, you know, when something gets out of place and like, when it's not your bones, well, even if it's your bones, it's worse. But I'm just saying, like, when it's like muscular, there's not much they can really do. Like, I've talked to some quote unquote experts and stuff, but it's like, you know, a balance of things. Mostly I would say like diet, honestly. Diet and stretching properly, stretching the right amount. Yeah, exactly. Hip replacement. It's freaky, man. You don't think about it until the shit starts happening, you know? You're like, oh, my body is falling apart. This is what this is. You know? Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily, just because we can do it doesn't mean it necessarily always works out. Oh, that's a pull. I'm just not gonna go for the new strat that I've been doing here because I keep screwing it up. I'm just gonna... Surgeries and stuff freak me out, so I try to avoid it. It's like right where that spring is, where I like bounce up. I can like spin dash into it, like sort of like I do off of into the tornadoes in this level. You can kind of do it into the spring and get really good height and save a few seconds at least. That was stupid. Oh shit. And you can... But when I was doing it in practice, it didn't seem hard. Like, I was having no problem with it, but as I was trying in runs, I kept uber failing it brutally. So... Yeah, well, I sacrificed my height and my glide for speed, and it ended up not doing us any favors. Yeah, I'm serious about that, like, discussion of what you can control and what you can't. You know, mental illness or just mental blocks, anything is yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things, like, I don't know the answers. I'm just saying the discussion is like key. Because everything comes down to like your philosophical like understanding of you and your impact in the universe. Or whatever. That was dumb of me. Oh my god. I know, but that was my opportunity to hit him. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah. Totally. I'm a Carl Jung guy, so oh, come on, dude, load. So I kind of believe that your fate, I mean, your, not good. I forget you have to jump early there. I keep messing that up. Did not realize we hit that checkpoint, which is good. I was trying to say, like, he had a good quote that's like, your insecurities will play out as fate in your life, and like, I totally believe that. I just see it so much now. Oh my god. It is. Just it's how I explain so much through people's psychology is their insecurities. And it just explains a lot. Oh my god, this isn't good. Okay, we're fine. He was pretty dark, and like a lot of people call him out on that, I guess, but like the reality is a lot of that shit's true, and people just live in these comfort bubbles of what they want to believe they are, but it's always ego, you know? Saying like, that's the funny thing is like, it's like, fuck you, dude. I want to believe, like, I have free will, I have choice, but you don't, you really don't. It's your ego that tells you you're a thing at all, and it's an even bigger ego that tells you you're separate and that you choose. Especially when you're someone that's like empathetic, like you feel for people, and you don't really, like, the less selfish you are, the more you'll see this. But your selfishness will come back to you in a way that's like not good. And still determined. But I do think that the people that don't recognize how predetermined they are by many factors are the ones that are even more dictated by the momentum of their lives. Usually, like I said, through diet or just understand. Oh my god, that was close. I almost died. What the fuck? Well, it's kind of a common, like, topic, but nobody really gets into it properly, I think. but I see it more and more every day. And I think it's an important part of us and people consciousness, and it should be brought up in more discussions, especially involving like crime and mental illness. And you know, it's this weird thing where people say like, oh, you know, the system, the whatever it is, all these predetermining factors are the reason why you're being held down or held back or whatever it is. But then when it doesn't work in their favor, they'll pinpoint a person and be like, it's them, they had the choice to do this. Anytime they're doing something wrong or out of line in your or someone's ideology, they'll just be like, well, it's them, it's their choices, it's this and that. It's like this weird backwards game we play, you know? It's like, what's going on? Do you need personal development, or is the system, is the world really holding you back? You know? Is God telling you to do things? There's just so much to it. Oh my god, please. That's what I'm saying. You need to. All you should, like, the thing is like, if you know, there's a lot of people, and I've worked for a lot of people that have this like, do as I say, not as I do mentality. And the reality is like, you need to lead by example. And I think that goes with a lot of things. Like, I can say a lot of things to people, give people advice, and tell them exactly what I think they should do or what I would do, and then. But showing them how to do it, or how you're doing it, is much better. Damn, dude, what? Green. And it's like, you want to change the world, start by changing yourself, you know? Make sure you take care of the bad habits that are plaguing you. And those will reflect through your development, and you'll see other people that are fighting similar demons, and maybe you'll be able to shed some light on it. I gotta stop doing that. Well, this is the thing, is like, the way you talk to people and the things you say to them is the way you should be talking to yourself. And I think a lot of people either don't do that, or they do and they just have a wicked way of separating themselves from it, you know? You know, like, I have free will when it's in my favor, and I don't have choice when it's in my favor. Is a lot of what I see. And as for you, like, I know you, and I know that you're like a lot more empathetic and touching than most people. And so, no, it's good. You need to have awareness, but you also the thing is you have to know that like that's how I know like as like good as people are, like if I'm considered somebody that's a role model now to some people, maybe it freaks me out because I'm like, dude, like, don't look at me. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I have no idea what I'm doing. You know? Great. Fucking asshole. PB? What the fuck? Really? Wow. I don't think it's a sub 32. Maybe. Maybe. Hurry the fuck up, bro. Nope. Damn, dude. That's crazy. There's so much time to save. Yeah, right? This is a good one. I'll upload this regardless if I PB again. I'll just call it like PB in philosophy. That was the first round. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Playing Mario Kart. Like I play Mario Kart in my bed all the time. Well, I will tell you when well, yeah, you gotta be like, listen, kid, my parents ain't telling me shit anymore. Exactly. Yeah, because I'm a functioning member of society. I pay my taxes, and I get to do what I want now in my time of pleasure, which includes playing Mario Kart in my bed.